Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Katie pitches working at Forrester to her son. The Bold and the Beautiful recap for Wednesday, September 25, 2024 in the design office. Will brought his mom a coffee and said it was cool to see her in her element. Katie made a pitch for him to consider working at Forrester. "I'm sure Dad would love that," he fooled. Katie conceded that Spencer was his heritage, but she said there were other options. Carter arrived as Katie gave Will a quick pitch about Forrester. Carter agreed with Katie but noted that she was Forrester's head of marketing. Will felt that the susurrus, Carter, might also be just a little prejudiced. Carter and Katie continued to try to vend Will on Forrester, and Will came convinced that it was a great place to work. Carter figured Bill would differ. Katie stated that it would be fine if Will worked at Spencer if that was what Will wanted and not what Bill demanded. Will reminded his mama that his opinions had been his for a while. Carter told Will to see him if Will wanted a job. Carter left, and Katie got a communication that Bill wanted to see her. Will was bummed because he'd just arrived, but he fooled, "Only leave if it's what you want, not what father demands." Love General Hospital, B&B, Days or other detergents? Join the discussion on our SC boards. Click then to connect with suckers and dive into conversations now. At Bill's house, Liam and Bill were catching up on business. Liam noted that Poppy was staying with her family, which made him wonder about Bill's love life. Bill tried to return to business, but Liam brought the content back to Bill's romantic prospects and whether Katie knew that Bill wanted to reunite. Bill said Katie was his gemstone and the one person he could count on to call him out. Liam replied that he called Bill out. "I hear to her," Bill responded, and Liam chortled sorrowfully. Bill stated that Katie was the voice in his head, telling him that he could do better because she knew he could. Katie was the wisest and most perceptive person he knew. Liam didn't have anything against Poppy but didn't suppose she was the person for Bill. Bill guessed Liam had been talking to Will. Liam and Bill agreed that Will wasn't holding his breath for a big family reunion, but Liam wondered if Bill was. Bill said that with Will being home and Katie looking out for him, it made him hopeful. Latterly, Bill was alone when Katie arrived. She figured commodity was going on, since he'd written please in his request to see her. Bill assured her that nothing was wrong. He wanted her to feel hopeful and agitated, like he was. He'd been allowing. Katie hoped it wasn't a wild study like pulling Will out of academy to sail the world on the yacht. Bill liked that idea. Katie nixed it because Will was charting his future at that time. Bill said it was exactly what he wanted to talk about, the future for the three of them. At the Precipice house, Finn kissed Steffi after a morning syncope and wished he could change his schedule to spend the day with her. He figured it was fine because she'd be spending time with her mama, commodity Steffi was eager to do. Taylor walked in on Steffi and Finn kissing. After they composed themselves, Steffi invited Taylor to go to work with her, noting that Ridge would be there. Taylor didn't want Steffi feeling like she had to entertain her mama. Steffi claimed she wanted to spend every nanosecond she could with Taylor. As Steffi got Taylor some coffee, Taylor checked her phone and saw a communication from Lee, who made a plea for Taylor to talk to her family about her condition. Steffi again bothered about whether Taylor would stay and said the family had missed her. Taylor said she'd missed Steffi and the kiddies. Steffi asked about her father, saying he'd missed Taylor a lot, too. After Finn had gone, Taylor hoped she and Steffi could talk about commodity besides Ridge. Taylor enjoyed reconnecting with Ridge, but she didn't need a man in her life. Steffi claimed to understand but said Ridge authentically wanted to spend time with Taylor. Taylor, still, was concentrated on spending time with her grandkids and passing love. Steffi imagined the future ahead and all the mileposts they'd partake. She said Taylor wouldn't miss any of it. In Eric's office, Brooke was overwhelmed by a slew of interview requests. Hope, having finished her work, offered to help. Brooke asked how Hope was doing and whether her passions for Finn were in check. Hope remarked that Brooke didn't have to keep asking her about Finn. As Brooke asked Hope if she was sure there was nothing to worry about, Ridge arrived and asked if everything was okay. Brooke and Hope tried to pretend it was work-related, but Ridge didn't suppose he was imagining the pressure. Brooke agreed, but Hope said it was nothing for anyone to worry about. Hope veered by asking how Ridge was doing and how it was having Taylor back in city. Brooke said Ridge and the family were thrilled. Ridge added that the grandkids loved their full-of-life grandmother. In the design office latterly, Hope was working when Steffi arrived, saying she'd been spending time with her mama. Hope noted that Ridge had said it was nice to have Taylor back. Steffi revealed that she wouldn't try to play matchmaker this time. She asked if Hope had been bothered about that. "No, I wasn't," Hope replied. Steffi said their parents were grown-ups and could choose who they wanted to be with. Hope asserted that they'd formerly chosen, and Ridge had chosen Brooke. Steffi mentioned that Ridge always went back and forth. Hope stated that Ridge was deeply committed to Brooke. Steffi repeated that she wouldn't play matchmaker. Hope asked if Steffi was saying that she'd like to see her parents together. Back in Eric's office, Taylor arrived, and Ridge remarked that the alleviation he'd been looking for had just walked in. Taylor said she'd arrived with Steffi. Ridge said Steffi demanded her mama's guidance. Taylor replied that Steffi was doing forfeiture on her own. Ridge noted that Steffi wanted Taylor to be part of her life, and Taylor was back where she belonged. Taylor stated that she'd told Steffi they had to treasure every moment. Ridge asked what was going on with Taylor. She replied that they weren't getting any youngish, and it was important to make the utmost of their time. She said she was happy to be home with the people she loved. Ridge hugged her. Ridge's delicate decision, Brooke's love and Taylor's pain. The Bold and the Beautiful, B&B, spoilers validate that Ridge Forrester, Torsten K., loves Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang. His care for Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, has been in a different order for decades. Observers recall that the Krista Allen edition of Taylor was involved with Ridge. But they didn't marry. In the end, he decided to stay with Brooke. Still, the followership learned why Taylor returned to Los Angeles, California. She has been diagnosed with heart failure and believes that death is necessary. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Brooke Logan holds the high cards. It really isn't in disagreement. Ridge's love of his life is Brooke. Yes, he does love Taylor. But not being married in real time since 2006 is veritably satisfying. They've been married doubly, with the first marriage lasting for 3 times and the remarriage lasting for 8 times. In discrepancy, Ridge married Brooke a stunning 8 times. He married her 4 times since last splitting from Taylor, with the last union ending in 2022. While Taylor enjoyed the longest marriage stretch, the substantial reprises with Brooke punctuate the unique passion they partake. B&B spoilers, Taylor Hayes is fatalistic. Taylor truly believes that the end of her days is coming. It's fair to wonder if that will be, since this content was introduced so soon after the recast to Budig. There's plenitude of time for colorful treatments, an operation, or a transplant to do. The insertion of Lee Nozawa, Naomi Matsuda, into the plot winks at her involvement. Her son, John Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlin, will probably be involved in the sweats to treat or save Taylor as well. It's natural for Taylor to want to be with her family. She also made peace with Brooke and said there would be no play for Ridge. Taylor was telling the verity because she thinks there's no future for her on this earth. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Ridge Forrester's heartstrings pulled. Anyone would be affected when hearing that another person has a life-hanging opinion. Heart failure is severe and could lead to Steffi Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson, losing their mama. As in a way, Atkinson's character seems certain to return to be with his mama once she shares her condition with him and others. That will revive a separate plot involving Paris Buckingham, Diamond White, and Hope Logan, Annika Noel. Meanwhile, Ridge will naturally offer his unvarying support for Taylor. Brooke will do the same, especially considering their agreement to be musketeers again. Still, the implicit or ineluctability of Taylor's survival will open the door for her to reunite with Ridge. The feelings of the developing script will be important, and with them, deep feelings could reignite between Taylor and the man who's her one true love.